Hello and welcome to this exam question video. We're looking at AQA GCSE PE today, and in this past paper we're in question 21 where it's asking us to analyse data. Now whenever you get this question here, or question using the command word analyse, we need to be thinking of data, using data that they give us in order to determine the outcome, to pass judgment on what that data tells us about the performer. And in this scenario they've given us a fitness test. Now in this question it's the multi-stage fitness test, so you need to have a broad understanding of how this test is completed to answer this question. Not too much detail, but obviously for your exam you might be asked more specific question about this fitness test, so be sure to go in armed with all the information about all the fitness tests, not just the multi-stage fitness one. And this question here is asking us about what the result tells us about the components of fitness that's being assessed. And for the multi-stage fitness test, it's obviously asking about cardiovascular fitness. The standing jump test might tell us about explosive power or strength. The 30-meter sprint test might tell us about the performer's speed. The grip dynamometer test might tell us about the strength of the forearm of a performer. So you need to know how a test might be completed, as well as the component of fitness that it's being assessed. Now fortunately it's given us the component of fitness that it's asking us to analyse the data for, but if it didn't, then it would be prudent of you to actually refer to that component in your answer. So what you need to do is, first of all, look at who they're asking you to analyse the data for. So if we start off with Hannah, we know that Hannah is 15 years old and she has a score of 5/7. Now with the bleep test, or the multi-stage fitness test, we know that the succession of beeps gets gradually closer together, and every time they do get a little bit closer together, that signifies the level up, and the bleeps sort of introduce the new level, and the performer has to try and make the line in time with the beeps. And the first number here is the level, and the second number is the number of shuttles into that level that they've got to, as the table tells you in this example here. So always look at what the table is telling you, use the information that they've given you to make sure that you are accurate. Take your time, make sure you use the data that they give you properly. So 5/7. So if we just start with the first number, the level, 3, 5, 6. So we know that Hannah didn't make it to level 6, and we know that we're looking at this layer of the table because from 14 to 15-year-olds, and Hannah was 15 years old. So we know that Hannah didn't make it to level 6, so we know that it must be within level 5. Now within level 5 she got to the 7th shuttle, which is obviously greater than the 3rd shuttle, so she was somewhere between fair and average, but because she hasn't made it to the average category, we would say that Hannah has a fair level or a fair score of cardiovascular fitness. So referring to the component of fitness that this data actually tells us a little bit about. Second, we have Saskia. Now Saskia is 16, so suddenly we're using the other part of the table. Now it might be that in your exam they give you a data table with a bit of a red herring. They might give you another extra couple of rows with 18 plus, or perhaps 12 to 14 years, whatever it might be. So just be clear and accurate with where you're drawing this data from. So Saskia is 16 years old, so we're looking at this second row, and Saskia scored 9, and then the 9th shuttle within level 9. So we start from poor, level 4, level 5, level 7, level 8, level 9, and the 9th shuttle is greater than the 8th shuttle, not good enough to get into level 11, so Saskia scored somewhere between very good and excellent. Because they didn't score in the excellent category, we go back to the previous one, which gives us the answer of very good. So what does this data tell us about Hannah and Saskia's levels of cardiovascular fitness? We would start off with Hannah, and we would say that Hannah has a fair level of cardiovascular fitness according to normative data and the result that she scored on the day. Saskia is in the very good category of cardiovascular fitness according to the score that she got on the day according to this normative data table. And that's that. So just be sure that whenever you do get questions like analyse in your exam, look at the data that they give you, make sure you make sense of it properly, don't go rushing in, make sure you look at the proper categories, make sure you look at the proper wording or phrases that they give you, as well as any sort of annotations or descriptions of the data that they've presented. And if you do that and you apply it to the component of fitness, and in this case it's cardiovascular fitness,
you can't go too far wrong. So that would be an easy 2 marks for your exam. Hope it helped, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye for now.